To general session for January 22nd. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll need a motion to approve the minutes of January 8th, 2019, general session.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
The minutes have been adopted.
Thank you. The county engineer.
Resolution number 26-19. Authorization for the Franklin County engineer to enter into an agreement with the City of Columbus to assist the city with snow and ice removal during the 2018-19 winter season.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer. With me today,
Carla Marable.
Commissioners, this resolution is very timely. It is the annual resolution with City of Columbus where they have asked and we've agreed to help them with snow and ice removal.
It is very timely.
Yes. And they just reimburse us for the cost, no additional markup. And this is a perfect example of the Franklin County Way, also known as Columbus Way, where we all work.
It's the Franklin County way.
Here, here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Move to pass 2619.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 26-19 has been adopted.
I was looking like, come on, somebody, make the motion.
It's you.
What's wrong with you people?
Resolution number 27-19. Resolution authorizing the adoption of a complete streets policy by the Franklin County Engineers Office.
Commissioners of Franklin County Engineers Office, we recognize the importance of all modes of transportation, including but not limited to pedestrians, bicyclists, motorists, and transit users. So this is our way to pledge that we will accommodate those users whenever possible on our roadway and bridge improvement projects.
Great.
Okay. Move for passage of 27-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 27-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 28-19. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County engineer to submit an application to sign documents and to enter into project agreements on behalf of the Franklin County for the 2019 Scrap Tire Grant Program offered by the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency.
This is an annual resolution where we apply for the scrap tire grant through Ohio EPA. And we've been successful in past years, not every year. But this particular season will propose to utilize the scrap tire asphalt on Reynoldsburg New Albany Road from East Broad Street north to Havens Corners Road.
So, just if you could just tell me about that a little bit. So, what they do is they take old tires and work them into the mixture for the new, and so it does what? It's just a way of recycling the old tires, or it actually is better roadway kind of material. Or I'm just curious.
It's a way to minimize the fill and landfill. I mean, the amount of tires that go into the landfill, and tires from automobiles, truck tires, that rubber is ground up and filtered so that only the rubber portion gets into the asphalt mix, and we make sure that it has the same quality standards for the asphalt that we use in other places.
And it lasts as long as I recall. We've had these discussions. The asphalt lasts as long as without, so it's a good it's a good thing.
We've utilized on past roadways that have high traffic, heavy traffic, and yeah, it does a good job.
All right. Move for passage of 28-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 28-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 29-19, establishing, altering, and widening of the Havenwood Improvement Project, Franklin Township and Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Declared necessary. Sorry.
This resolution is the first in a series of two to declare Havenwood Improvement Project necessary. These include side streets west of Georgesville Road and south of Broad Street, mostly in Franklin Township, but a little bit in Prairie Township.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 29-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 29-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 30-19. Resolution granting approval to declare equipment obsolete and no longer needed for Franklin County use and authorizing sale of said equipment.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks authorization to declare equipment obsolete and authorize the sale or disposal of the identified equipment. We allow political subdivisions a 2-week period to bid and purchase those items before they are offered for public auction.
I'm curious, is there a list of items? I don't see that in the legislation.
There is a list of items.
Is it in here?
It should be.
Should be.
How am I not seeing it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, I don't see it. Move for passage. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 30-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yeah.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 30-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 31-19, Narrow Leaf Drive and Terra Piper Lane, accepted for public maintenance and shall become part of the Jefferson Township road system, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval of the Narrow Leaf Drive and Terra Piper Lane in the Morrison Farms Section 3 subdivision to be accepted as part of the streets, the public road system, and maintenance responsibility turned over to Jefferson Township. We've inspected the roads and determined that they were built to meet the specifications. This resolution represents the final legislative step before the developer can begin to build homes.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 31-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yeah.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 31-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 32-19, Conestoga Valley Drive, Conestoga Valley Court, and Cicada Street accepted for public maintenance and shall become part of the Jefferson Township road system, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this next resolution is very similar to the last and seeks approval of Conestoga Valley Drive and Conestoga Valley Court, also Cicada Street in the Villages of Jefferson Run Phase 6 subdivision. This subdivision is also in Jefferson Township and is also will allow the developer to move forward.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 32-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 32-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The Sheriff's Office.
Resolution number 33-19. Resolution to rescind Resolution 806-18, authorizing a settlement to Christy Turner for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution rescinds a resolution that was approved on November 27, 2018 from an auto accident that occurred on September 18th of 2018. The resolution amount was never paid out due to the fact that the cost of the damage was slightly higher than what the resolution approved, which will be addressed in the subsequent resolution here. Pending any questions, I ask rescission of Resolution 806-18.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 33-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 33-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 34-19, resolution authorizing a settlement to Christy Turner for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy in the amount of $921.18.
Commissioners, this resolution replaces the just rescinded resolution. The amount is $921.18 from an accident that occurred on September 18th. The previous resolution approved the amount of roughly $694. That's been recommended by Fleet Management and the prosecuting attorney. I ask approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 34-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 34-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 35-19, resolution authorizing a settlement to Ms. Tifet Jabiru for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving Franklin County Sheriff's deputy in an amount of $1,764.34.
This resolution is from an auto accident that occurred on May 5th, 2018. Both vehicles in the accident, ours and Mr. Brew's vehicle, sustained damages, but there were no injuries. It's been recommended by the county's claims adjuster, Riddle Hill and Zimmerman, and Franklin County Fleet Management, along with the prosecuting attorney. And pending any questions, we ask approval of this resolution.
For no comments or questions, move for passage 35-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 35-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 36-19. Resolution authorizing a settlement to Jacob Moran for a disputed vehicle damage claim involving a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy in the amount of $800.
Commissioners, finally, this resolution approves settlement in the amount of $800 from a vehicle damage claim that occurred on July 3rd, 2018. It's been recommended by the prosecuting attorney's office, and pending any questions, we ask approval of this resolution.
For no comments or questions, move for passage 36-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 36-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 37-19. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Franklin County Office on Aging for Adult Protective Services in the amount of $1,750,000.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Good.
Fine.
Commissioners, we have a resolution that will approve a subaward agreement with Franklin County Office on Aging. The Ohio Revised Codes designate County Department of Job and Family Services responsible for protective services for adults who have been abused, neglected, or exploited. The Ohio Revised Codes permits us to designate another agency to administer these adult protective services, and we have contracted annually with the Franklin County Office on Aging since 1999. In 2018, the Office on Aging served 1,286 Franklin County residents ages 60 and older referred for services. We are seeking approval of this resolution, pending any questions.
I do have a question. With the partial shutdown at the federal level, are these funds being impacted at all?
Commissioner, at this point, TANF funds are not being impacted, but if I could just really quick before you go through your
Please.
legislation, just would like to reinforce the message from you,
Please.
the Commissioners, County Administration, that customers who receive food assistance due to FNS being partially shut down, customers who receive food assistance, also known as food stamps, should receive their food assistance payment for the month of February by the end of January. So basically, they'll get their January and February payment. It should last. We are asking from your request for customers to allow these payments to last to the end of February, because at this moment, they would take legislative action or the government to reopen in order to designate a payment for March. So to answer your question, at this time, these dollars are not being affected because TANF had already been authorized.
Thank you.
But I just want to be clear, but are you saying, though, that in March, that it'll be different if things are the same? When they come March?
So at this point, we have no direction from the government that TANF dollars will be impacted. The only impact is to the food assistance allocation.
That's all we know right now.
That's all we know right now from the federal government
And,
and the state, of course.
right. And as far as anybody who's not yet signed up for benefits, what's the situation?
So Commissioners, we are encouraging customers to make sure that when they are applying, to make sure that when they apply, they submit all of their documentation and verifications so that it would decrease the guidance for us to pen the application, because as you know, when you submit applications, if you don't turn in all your verifications, it pens. We
Correct.
have 30 days to process those applications. We will always accept the application, and we're still accepting those applications, and we're going to continue to process as they come in.
Right.
So we are accepting applications.
Okay.
Director, and I'm sorry for
No, please.
belaboring this, because keep in mind, I'm still new to this somewhat, and so sometimes the language you use goes over my head. I just want to make sure I'm following everything. So the food assistance is what will be affected if things don't change with the government shutdown. Is there a contingency plan for those families, or what are we thinking? Are we talking to the food banks? Are we considering alternative measures if it continues to be shut down and those families are in need? What are we going to do? We have a game plan for? I mean, I know we can't carry out a game plan, forever, but would we have any kind of strategy?
So, Commissioner, as you know, we have 144,000 customers who receive food assistance in Franklin County. When we were informed of this situation, we reached into the Mid-Ohio Food Bank just to make them aware of what was going on. But of course, they knew as well because they service our SNAP customers.
Right.
So, in talking to their leadership over there, they are prepared to service anyone that comes through any of their pantries. We are directing customers to, if their food assistance does not last until the end of February, to please go to the Mid-Ohio Food Bank website or reach into the Mid-Ohio Food Bank to find out what is the nearest pantry. We also reached into the faith community and we spoke to the Alliance and asked them to make sure they're duplicating the message, to make sure that their pantries are stocked as their parishioners may come, congregation members may come who needs assistance. We also spoke to the radio stations, community organizations, just to educate them to kind of say, hey, families' food assistance may not last through the end of February, especially when you have these snows.
Sure.
Because when it snows, unfortunately, I know we have people in my family sometimes want to buy 49 gallons of milk and 33 loaves of bread, as if this, and that's just sometimes you think that way. But also with school closing, parents are going to burn through meals faster than what they would have expected because the meal the child would have eaten at school, they're going to eat at home. So we're reaching into community organizations. We've educated them to make sure that their pantries are prepared just in case customers do not make it through the end of February. We are also we walked through some of the grocery stores to make sure that the language was clear for the customers, and the ones that we have been. So our plan actually is just to work with the Mid-Ohio Food Bank and hopefully receive some guidance before the end of February. Hopefully a temporary plan will be put in place. But we don't know. We can't guarantee that.
Yeah.
Because again, and the reason why TANF is not affected is because TANF was authorized.
Got you.
FNS is the one that is being affected by the partial shutdown.
And then are we going to do PSAs? I know you said you talked to the radio station and whatnot. Do we have something? Because, lost in translation. I mean, some people just aren't going to pay attention to those notices. I mean,
Right.
do we have a game plan to just let people know that you should be paying attention to what's going on?
Right. So I worked with our county administrator on Friday to go into the radio stations. We did a slot for a PSA, did some radio interviews, because what we know is there's some people listen to their news person on the radio before they would
Sure.
listen to someone like me. So we've had conversations with them as well. So those are already running. They've been running since since Friday. I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's multiple ways in which to get the message out, and I think you've done everything we know to do.
Yeah.
And still, there's a lot of misinformation out.
Yeah.
It's just so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the federal workers. That is a tragedy, no doubt. It's a tragedy that they're not getting paid, but it's also impacting a lot of our residents
Right.
who depend on the assistance that the federal government provides in services that we deliver.
Right.
And that too is just a multiplier of the effect of this shutdown. It's
Right.
just
Right. And-
unconscionable.
Right, and I think, Commissioners, one of the things as a community, what we can do is to make sure that we're being good neighbors, checking on people, reassuring
Yes.
them, because fear has risen in
Yeah.
this situation, right? Because when we say we don't know what's going to happen after February because we have not received guidance, if you're depending on that benefit, you wonder what's going to happen. So we want to make sure that families are reassured and we're looking out for our families. And also the misinformation that you discussed, Commissioner Brown, there is a misconception out there that people are telling people that, you must spend your benefit by February 1st.
Right.
That's not true. You have a year to expense that payment on your card. So, we don't want people to burn through their benefit by February 1st, because that would not be good for that family.
I think that you're exactly right, and I would encourage our residents, check on your neighbors, check on your seniors in your community. This is a time like no other that I know of, and it's a good policy anyway. Check on the people that are around you in your neighborhood. It's being a good neighbor. And this is a time that's different than before, and we're doing what we can, and everybody needs to pull together. This is the way this community works best.
Yeah.
And we're all going through a time that is more challenging, and I think it is a time when we pull together as a community. So thank you, Director Bivens, for what you're doing.
President Brown, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady. As Director Bivens pointed out, we worked at the end of last week to secure a community support and outreach program through Radio 1. The game plan is for us to run commercials through January 31st. We will have Power 107.5, Magic 95.5, Joy 107. Those three stations, in addition to the use of social media, both Facebook and Instagram, to get the message out that Director Bivens recorded last week. Those spots are gonna run all through the evenings as well. I think there's 660 spots approximately. Will be on 107.5, and then another 330 on 95.5, and 352 on 107.1. So we're trying to cover the different age groups and demographics to get that information out regarding the SNAP and food assistance programs. And as Director Bivens pointed out, we spoke with ODJFS last week as well, to try to make sure that we were on the same page with them from a communication standpoint. Right now, in line with Commissioner Boyce's question, what concerns us most is what happens in March if there's not federal action. Because right now, for the SNAP program, there are surplus dollars that are being passed down to the states that made this early payment possible.
Right.
Right. We also did an interview with NPR, so there's a communication with the NPR audience as well. We did that on Friday afternoon while at the radio station. Yeah. And again, we touched the Pastors Association. I think they're going to do their own announcement based on the communication that we sent over to them.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 37-19.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 37-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 38-19. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Tech Corps Ohio for youth technology programming in the amount of $218,767.36.
Commissioners, this resolution again is with TechCorp, and it is their Computing Career Corps, which is a 15-week program designed for high school students to increase participants' knowledge of skills in computer science field. The program introduced students to a variety of technology career pathways, including programming, software engineering, robotics, or app development. In the audience today, we have the Executive Director of TechCorp, Ms. Lisa Chambers. I know that we discussed possibly having someone come. I know we had a student, I believe they got caught in traffic. So if we can ask Lisa to come just really quick and just kind of share on the program, the history of it, and the impact of the students.
Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm gonna share. So we were hopeful that 2 of the young women who have gone through Computing Career Corps would be here, but one is at work this morning, so she can't. So I want to tell you a story about Rueda and Myra. These young women came into their first TechCorp program in their senior year of high school last year. They one was in a technology path in a nursing pathway program in her school, and the other wasn't quite sure what she was going to do after graduation. They entered our hackathon, which was in the fall, and they had a great day and a half of learning some basic coding. They had never coded before. They had never taken a technology class, and they came up to us at the end of the program and said, "We love this. What can we do next?" And so we were able to enroll them in Computing Career Corps, which they started in January. They successfully completed that, and then they moved into our Summer Youth Employment Program, also thanks to the support of JFS. And those young women went through a program that we call Student Tech Corps, where they were learning about hardware and level 1 tech support skills. During that program, these two young women sat for their CompTIA IT Fundamentals exam, and they both earned those credentials. At the end of the program, they had now graduated from high school, still weren't quite sure what their next steps were, and we encouraged them to enroll in one of our program partners here locally called Perscolis, which I think you all are familiar with. Those young women went into Perscolis. Tony, their executive director, called me and said, "Where did you get these young women? They are coming in here more confident than some of the older students that we have in the program." And we believe that is because of the time that we spent with them. Those young women earned additional credentials in Perscolis, and they both now are working in the IT field. One at PCM, which is a software development company. She's a help desk analyst there, and that's where Myra is this morning. And then Rueda is working through Tech Systems, and she's actually on help desk, and she's working for one of our state government offices. So just, I think, goes to show what programs like this and the support that we're receiving, the difference that we can make in young women's lives. And we're talking about a matter of 12 months. Two young women who didn't know that this was their space, who had never taken a class, but now who were given this opportunity to come and discover their passion and move forward. So not only is it transformational for them, but also for their families. So we thank you very much for supporting programs like this.
That's wonderful. We've been supporting Tech Corps for many years, and it's always wonderful to hear stories that matter, that this program makes a difference in people's lives. So thank you.
And Commissioner, I really believe, and I know you all believe this as well, that programs like this that you approve funding for has a tremendous impact as it relates to the poverty work, right?
Sure.
So what it is preparing young people and people for 21st century jobs that would allow them to walk into jobs where they wouldn't have to spend so much money going to a 4-year college, but they're coming out with these badges, they're coming out with experiences, and companies are picking them up. And I think these are the opportunities we want to see as we talk about the poverty plan, people moving at the economic mobility ladder in shorter periods of time.
Absolutely.
Well, this is just how we plan it. I mean, Tech Corps, from Tech Corps to Perscolis. I mean, this is what we've been talking with Com Capital about.
Yeah.
So, pay for performance. This is kind of the model, and this is certainly part of the poverty initiative. I mean, this is fantastic stuff. Thanks for coming this morning.
Thank you, and thanks for supporting this. And I want to just share with the commissioners that we're also looking at engaging our private sector supporters in supporting this work. So we do have a proposal. The Columbus Foundation has already invested in a project, Tech Corps to Perscolis, which is going to start with a group of 25 students this year in Franklin County, and we're looking for our private sector folks to get involved with that as well. So thank you for fueling initiatives like this, but please know we're trying to engage whole community in supporting.
Terrific. Thank you.
Lisa works on one of our work groups for the poverty commission as well. So I know you all knew that, but I wanted to make sure I just thank her for her time and service. Yeah.
And thank you for that.
Well, it's great to see it in action. I mean, we talk about it, but when it's good to see it, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's good to hear these stories of these young ladies.
Thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions, move past the 38-19.
Second.
I'll second it.
Yes, please do. I keep forgetting.
It's my job.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 38-19 has been adopted.
Thank you,
Thank
Commissioners.
you. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 39-19. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Michael Chris at 1365 Greenleaf, Columbus, Ohio 43223.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jamie Edwards, Business Services Officer with the Economic Development and Planning Department, This morning, I'll be requesting 4 releases. Michael Chris received $2,260 in October of 2004. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 39-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 39-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 40-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Deborah Ross at 1093 Columbus Street, Harrisburg, Ohio, 43216.
Deborah Ross received $7,590 in November of 2011. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 40-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 40-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 41-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Ralph Jordan at 5672 Joy Drive, Grove City, Ohio, 43123.
Ralph Jordan received $2,940 in July of 2006. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 41-19.
Second. Oh, I did it
Second.
again.
It's all right. You go right ahead. Be my guest.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 41-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 42-19, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Shane Nitchie at 3759 Emmons Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43219.
Shane Nitschke received $5,407.50 in September of 2005. All obligations of the housing program have been fulfilled, and the mortgage should be discharged. The taxes are paid in current. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 42-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 42-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Child support.
Resolution number 43-19, resolution authorizing a 4D contract with Subpoena Service Plus LLC for providing process services in the amount of $93,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lori Torriero for the Child Support Enforcement Agency. This resolution complies with our purchasing procedures. It was competitively bid, and Subpoena Service Plus was the lowest and best bidder this year. We have worked with them before with great success, and change of services should be seamless. Pending any questions, I'd request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 43-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 43-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 44-19, resolution authorizing a 4D contract with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $339,021.14.
Commissioners, this is an annual contract with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. They serve criminal warrants and other kinds of criminal documentation. This contract is well within the range that we've been experiencing for the last 4 or 5 years. Pending any questions, I'd request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 44-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 44-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 45-19, resolution authorizing an employee training and recognition event on February 22nd, 2019 in the amount of $1,000.
Commissioners, this is what has become an annual event for our staff. It is a day when we close the agency for the afternoon, take all of the staff off-site, and provide training, speakers, as well as some sort of fun activities, as well as lunch. The federal office or federal purchasing guidelines permit this expenditure, and as you know, it's a whole lot of fun. And this year's focus is change management, because lots of things are changing in our agency.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 45-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes,
Resolution number 45-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Purchasing,
Resolution number 46-19. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $105,523,789.14.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert, Director of Purchasing. Commissioners, I would like to request to amend this resolution to add a PO for the purchase order for the amount of $30,000. This purchase order is for the Sheriff's Office to replace 3 dryers for the FCC2 that were damaged last Friday. Approval of this PO would allow the Sheriff's Office to immediately purchase dryers in order to restore these needed services. This will change the number of total purchase orders to 592, and the total purchase order dollar amount to $105,553,789.14. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as availability funds by the county auditor, and pending any questions, we'd recommend their approval.
Okay. Move to amend Resolution 46-19 to add 1 purchase order for the Sheriff's Office in the amount of $30,000 for the replacement of 3 laundry dryers.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
yes,
Resolution number 46-19 has been amended.
Move for approval of amended Resolution 46-19.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
yes.
Amended resolution number 46-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Carl.
Hey, Carl, that new number's $1,553,789.14.
That's correct.
Okay, just want to make sure. Just checking.
Checking his now?
Quick, why did
Are you checking his now?
It wasn't tough. It wasn't tough. Just wanted to make sure I got it. I wrote it. I just want to write it down.
Ah, you're just.
I just wanted to write it down. I wanted to make sure it wasn't tough math. I just wanted to write it. Just wanted to double check it.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 47-19. Resolution of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to convene into executive session for the purpose of discussing matters to consider the purchase and/or sale of property and to confer with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office concerning pending or imminent litigation.
Move to convene an executive session to consider the purchase order of property for public purposes, the sale of property at competitive bidding, or the sale of other disposition or unneeded, obsolete, or unfit for use property in accordance with Section 505-10, other revised code, and 121.22 G3, and to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
We are now in executive session.
Right.
All right.
I think we're in the West.
West.